AITA forgoing no contact with my brother and his wife because they don't care for the way me and my current wife got together. Buckle up because this is a long one. To start off, I was previously married to a toxic, very emotionally abusive woman. After about 8 years and having my eyes open to what I was actually going through, I finally decided to get a divorce. During my divorce, I leaned on a perfect friend of mine for support and knowledge. She had just got a divorce herself because her partner was toxic and emotionally abusive as well. During the divorce process, I started getting deep feelings for my good friend, and it was mutual. We ended up getting together before the divorce was finalized. My wife and I agree it wasn't our best way of going about things, but it is what it is. I openly admitted all this to my ex-wife, my parents, and my family, so nothing was going to be a surprise to anyone. My wife and I have been together ever since and have never been happier. We both have a mutual relationship with my ex-wife for my child, and she has moved on and moved past the divorce. Keep in mind that everyone who was involved in the divorce has moved on, and we all have civil relationships with one another. My parents weren't thrilled about the divorce, but they understood, and once they saw the change in me and my child, they were overjoyed. Fast forward about a year. My brother was marrying his new wife, and everyone was happy. My wife got along with his wife, and so did I. Everything is going well, or so we thought. We live on either side of the country, so he and I had minimal face-to-face contact, but the usual texts and phone calls happened regularly. Both our wives were doing the same with each other. Well, one day, we were making a post on social media, and we wanted to tag the family when we noticed his wife wasn't popping up. So my wife went on her spy account, which she has for the kids, and looked. What do you know? We were blocked. This surprised us because we were all getting along well. So I thought, okay, it wasn't us. Maybe something happened, and she blocked the whole family. I talked to my parents, who weren't blocked, and everything was fine on their end. Cool, okay. So it is just us. I had a lengthy phone call with my brother about this, and that's when I learned all that's been going on between him and his wife and how they feel about my divorce and me and my wife. She blocked us and cut us off because she saw me as a cheater, didn't agree with how my wife and I got together, didn't like that we were happy and having a great time and showing it to our family through social media, and didn't like that my parents were treating us equally. In her eyes, she should have been seen as the better in-law because they got together the normal way. All her words. Now, my brother was stuck in between, so I wasn't too mad at him, but definitely not happy with everything being said. My wife and I agreed we don't need her in our life if this is how she feels about us. I still had a decent relationship with my brother, after all. Fast forward about a year or so. The situation hasn't changed, we are still blocked from her. My wife and I became pregnant. I struggled with telling my brother that we were pregnant because we knew she struggled with getting pregnant, and I didn't want to seem like I was bragging to him, but I did tell him. Everything was fine. He congratulated me and my wife and asked about the baby when he was born. Once again, everything seemed good. It's now a few months after the birth of my child, and we are talking about doing a family road trip to my folks who live on the other side of the country. I was talking to my brother about stopping by and seeing him. We talked about it all, and he said, well, why don't we meet at our parents' house? I finally asked the tricky question. Will your wife be there? He said yes, and I told him you know how awkward that will be, especially after everything she has said about my wife and me. I was responded with, just suck it up, play nice, and we will all have a good weekend, not okay with my wife or me. I told him that I don't do fake and a conversation should be had like adults to get past everything that has been said. He said no, it's not worth it. Why wouldn't you want to get past it? Why would you not like a good relationship between everyone? I told him that my wife and I do not want her around our kids because of the way she sees my wife and I. You can't expect us to let you around our children if you think we are second-rate scum to you. They came from us, so who's to say you don't view my kids in that way? Papa Bear and Mama Bear will protect them. My brother said that it's childish to withhold the kids from her and that I, once again, should suck it up and be fake. I'm not moving on my decision. And I told him, if you want fairness and for people to not be childish, how about you have a conversation with your wife and set her straight, considering what she has done to my wife and me and that she has started the whole thing. At this point, more of the truth has come out. Well, maybe she wouldn't be like that if you didn't cheat on your ex-wife and married her. Fucking really, dude? That's how you feel? It's been 5 years since my divorce, and I found someone who really makes me genuinely happy. You saw how toxic my ex was. I'm not trying to justify cheating while I was divorcing, but it's been 5 years since my ex-wife has gotten past it, and we are civil about everything. What makes you two so fucking special and need to harbor it? I lost it. I was screaming on the phone to him about how I had just found out my brother sees me in the same way she does, as second-rate, and they should be the golden couple in the family and treated better. After I hung up the phone, I cooled off a bit and then proceeded to inform the folks of what had just happened. My dad lost it. He basically said the same thing I had said. It's been over 5 years. Get the fug over it. My mom wants to keep the peace and for us to get along. Not this time, Mom, I'm not budging. A few hours passed after the phone call with my dad, and he texted me and said, it's been all him. He didn't even tell his own wife you guys were pregnant, and she thought we were okay with everyone. That was it. Afterward, I blocked my brother on that and made no contact. We still went on the road trip to see my folks, but I refused to see them. I want nothing to do with him. My mom said the girls should at least talk to clear the air. I told her no, this is my fight, and no one is moving until I say so, period. Of course, she was taken aback and tried again to push me to call my brother and make up. I told her that I was done. I put up with his behavior for my entire life, and I'm done. I've defended him against other family members, I've defended him against you guys, I've been there for him when his first marriage went wrong, I was there for him when he was having issues with his current marriage, and I was there to cheer him on for all his significant accomplishments in life. Where was he for my hardships, or where was he during my accomplishments? Fucking nowhere. I'm done with his bullshit. The dude can't even be considerate enough to know my wife's birthday when I know his, and I know it's not personal to my current wife because he acted the same way with my ex-wife. So I'm done and have been in no contact ever since. My nieces still get gifts and cards from us when it's their birthday and Christmas, but that's it. I'm only budging if he apologizes and makes a legitimate effort first. AITA.